Hello and welcome back to Toy Tinker Simulator. In the last episode, we played a little bit of the Journeyman section, working on some Journeyman toys. And since then, I've purchased a couple more buildings, a couple more tables rather, equipment, the Vibratory Tumbler and the filling machine. And I did quite a large number of, and a bench grinder too, I think, of additional toys. And we can take a look at the gallery. In addition to a few more here in the beginner gallery, I think we started or we left off somewhere around here. So I did a couple of boats, I did a couple of planes. Interestingly, these are the same plane, but in one of them I painted it red, and then the other one I painted it green. I did them back to back. But so there's a few toys you'll see with that, and there's some stuffed animals which we use the filling machine for. We'll see that with a few toys in this, like that little car and this little car. They're a little bit different, but they're almost the same. So we'll see that with a few toys in this, where we have the same toy popping up multiple times, but with a little bit different design each time. In The Apprentice, we did a few of these, I believe up to about this point, and then I did a few more, including another copy of this little scooter. This time it became purple. Ours was a teal color, and I did three or four, I guess I did three different stuffed animals here, which all ended up being about the same, just different colors or different designs and styles. A few airplanes, they were very similar but different enough. And then I did these last two, which were very interesting to me because they're actually quite complex. You had to take quite a few parts apart to get them, to isolate them. And then a lot of hand painting, a lot of spray painting. And this one here as well, and a lot of decal printing on this one. I think there were 5 or 6 decals on this one, which is quite interesting to me. But we're going to take a look at some of the Journeyman toys today. There are still quite a few choices, or a few choices here left in the Apprentice toys and in the beginner toys. And actually, we might come back to one of these to show off the stuffed machine if we don't get any of those in here. So this piece here, we already have the equipment. It required the Vibratory Tumbler, which we did not have yet in the last one. And we also were at level 10 to open up the Journeyman toys. But we also need a chisel, which we must have used the last of our chisel, or was that something else we had? And I think we used our chisel up because it only had 25 uses, and I used it a lot. So I think we're going to go up to the more expensive chisel. It's twice as expensive, but has more than twice the number of uses on it. So we're going to do that just so we don't have to buy another chisel. And then we can head back and pick up our project. Proceed. This looks like it might have quite a few pieces to take apart. Let's take a look. This looks like a train here comes off. Yep. And then the caboose. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of pieces because all these little decorative pieces here. Need the chisel to pry those pieces off. This looks like it's all metal. So it'd be a lot of sandblasting for this one. Let's go. This piece here. And then screwdriver. I see a screw on this piece here too. Okay, that came apart weirdly. And then we need to send this to the sandblaster. Sandblasting, and it looks like we're going to take the wheels off of the train. Let's do this piece though. Up there. And this one. There we go. Alright, now I can go to the sandblaster, these two as well. And then we can come over here and work on the train. Yeah, I'm guessing we're going to have to pull the wheels off of these. I see it. It flashed briefly. What is it? Right, there we go. Okay. We just need to pull something. There we go. Okay. It's a little odd. A little hard to work with, but we got it. I'm guessing the wheels come off the axles too. Where are you at? There you are. And that can go in. Yep, those are going to come off the axles too. It's interesting with the pieces being this small, you end up with, and that goes into the Vibratory Tumbler, you end up with a little bit difficulty in taking it apart actually. Okay, and we can focus on this because it's just hard to click to select pieces this small. It's almost as if the game needs to have a little bit of a zoom function to it. At least it's not on the scroll bar, and I don't remember seeing it in the hotkeys anyway, or the scroll wheel. I'm sorry, and I don't remember seeing it in the hotkeys. Tumbler on that one, and you can go in there as well. And then a little bit more work on this. There we go. Sandblasting. Tumbler. And then the final wheel set. It's a little fiddly, but it's okay. Go. And you. And then tumbler that one, this one, and this one, and I think we're good to go. There are 10 pieces in the sandblaster. And 15, holy cow, in the tumbler. It goes into the, I forget the name of it now. The powder coating. That's what it's called. And that goes into the hand painting, brush painting. So you can see there's quite a lot of variety in these different tools, or different toys, and also in the equipment as well. And the equipment they require. But when you have materials like plastic and wood and metal and fabric, it requires different take, or different tack on the different ways to clean them up and solve them. This one should be worth the 800 and something coin that it's going to give us, because it's a bit of work. Let's go ahead and run the Vibratory Tumbler. This works like the ultrasonic machine and a couple of the others, where it's just everything goes at once. And you're good. 19 for powder coating. It's going to take a moment. I did learn, though, that this table you actually have to curl your mouse around. But on the paint varnish table, you can actually just hold it in place. You have to move it once, just a little bit, and then you can just hold it in place, and it paints the whole thing, or varnishes the whole thing. There was also an update since the last time I played, and I'll show at least one of the features at the end of this toy. I'm not sure what any other features were. I don't think I've seen anything other than the one. But it could be mostly bug fixes and things like that. It's interesting that in this setup, the oven and the powder coating appear to go together. Like, you don't do powder coating unless you put it in the oven. I don't know, I haven't seen anything else that uses the oven besides stuff that's been powder coated. So, it's interesting that they're not next to each other. Because you would think that if you're gonna use these two pieces of equipment back to back, that you'd want them to be next to each other to facilitate moving parts from one to the other. And while we're at it, you could hang 2 or 3 pieces, especially these tiny little wheels, in here and paint them all at the same time too, in real life, or powder coat them all. You wouldn't need to do them one tiny wheel at a time over and over again like that. Let's see, is the oven ready? The oven is ready. Let's hit the button and heat it up. All the wheels are hanging there. You can see. Send all those back to the table. We need to pull 2 of them back for the printer, but let's go ahead and, or they could be coming from here too, for the brush paint after the brush painting. So we'll take care of these. And then we'll go figure out the 2 pieces that need to be on the printer if it's not any of these. Which I think it would probably be the train engine and caboose. I'm guessing. Based on the look of the piece. Okay, let's go over there and pick those out again. Yep, I was right. And then we come in here. Print. Affix. Balloons. There you go. Print again. Affix. And more balloons. Or pendants, actually. There we go. And I think that's everything. Looks like it. So now we need to figure out how to put this all back together again. Those pieces go on pretty obviously. We can attach all the wheels to the axles. These 2 pieces go on the roof of the building. Another wheel. That axle's finished. Some wheels over here. That axle's finished. This one and this one. There's a wheel there. That attaches onto that. This here, that there. And then this here. And that should be it. I can find the right piece to click. There we go. It's weird that the base isn't the piece you finalize. But that's okay. That's a neat looking toy, neat looking building display. It's not really a toy you play with, more of a display piece, I think. So here's the new feature. If we click the play button, then it takes us out to the screen where the toy is spinning and kind of a display screen. Or if we click the fast forward button, it simply takes us back out here where we can then immediately go to the laptop and turn the toy in. Alright, plus 2 new toys in Journeyman. Good. This one requires the power sander, which we should probably go ahead and pick it up. As well as a lot of other toys, or a lot of tools, rather, or equipment. Red powder and orange powder. Well, we can tell what colors this is going to be. It's going to be red and orange with some black wheels, I'm guessing. And it's going to be varnished, so it must be wood. Let's go to the market. Equipment and power sander. 1,400 coins. That's about half of our funds right now. That's fine. Orange powder and red powder. Back to the project, and we'll pick that up. 550. Okay, hopefully this one's a little bit simpler then. Let's do this wheel. Yeah, there's a lot of wood in this piece. A lot of metal too, though. This must be wood. Seat here. Yeah, I think so. I think the rest of it's actually metal. Oh, well, I guess you can varnish metal. I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm an IT nerd. What do I know? Tools here. Go. My friend IT Machinist probably knows. Even though he's also an IT nerd. Alright, for sandblasting. Main body. One of the axles. Well, actually wheel supports would be more appropriate since they're just pins, not axles. Someone in the comments, I think, compared this to Power Wash Simulator, and to some extent, yes, except that at least in Power Wash Simulator, you have to target the areas you want to clean, whereas in this, you don't have to necessarily target the exact area. As long as you're just moving your cursor, it takes care of the thing. And someone else also compared it to, I think it was our friend Jeff, compared it to the tasks in Among Us or Goose Goose Duck, and that's a pretty apt description. because it's kind of an idle task, and the movement, the activity you do doesn't make as much of an impact as just doing the activity. How you do it doesn't matter as much as that you did it. Alright, and these can go to the table, and it looks like we're missing one thing for the paint varnish. But we do have something at the power sander, so let's go ahead and see if that's it. The toy's not physically there. But okay, yep, that goes to paint varnish. That must have been the seat. Toy's not there. That's a wheel. I have noticed this a couple of times in the toys that I've been working on, I think since the update. Sometimes the things just don't render in the space there. Yep, paint the wheels black. And then here's the seat in varnish. Looks like a surfboard. There you go. And is that everything? Looks like. Put it back together then. Seat on. I think we attach the wheels, the propeller, or not the propeller, the handlebars, and then we can attach the wheel mounts there, and that's it. The handlebars look like propellers. So I think for this we'll click the fast forward button here too. And then go into the laptop again. Oh, let's see. That looks interesting. We have most everything we need, just we need some varnish. So we'll go ahead and grab some of that. So even though it says durability 1, it seems like it doesn't always use the whole can. Like there's more durability here according to the way that they use the durability for things like tools. Than the one that is there. How far? 25 to get to master. But that's okay. I'm not gonna be picky about it. If I don't have to buy a few extra things, then I'm happy with it. Okay. These look like they're all metal pieces. I was wondering if we would see a metal, or I'm sorry, a fabric, like a stuffed animal in the Journeyman or not, but they're actually very simple, and I think I'll do one of them before we finish up this episode, just so you can see how simple they are once you have that filling machine. If we don't see one before then. Or if we need to go back to Journeyman to get some money or something. Door. Okay. Let's see. This comes off. Need the screwdrivers. And then this one. Screwdriver again. Is that it? Power sander. And a sanding block for the small pieces. Okay, so this must all be wood then. We have to finish with this piece here. Let's see, what do we have? There. And here. And up here someplace, there it is. Hard to see those until the game shows you where they are. And we can run all these through the power sander, I guess. Let's go ahead and hit up the power sander first. Oh good, we can see the piece this time. That cleaned up nicely. Okay. First piece must have been birch. These look like, I don't know, oak maybe? Wood of some kind. Birch is one that comes to mind, but I don't know. Someone probably knows who's watching. I think they mess with my inversions again. Okay, and a little table. This whole thing is wood. All the pieces. No metal besides the screws. So it must be like a little old dollhouse, old-timey dollhouse. Antique. Pretty nice, though. Nice looking. I'm gonna varnish all these pieces, like 20 pieces. Wow. It's a lot of pieces. But I like how you have to decide which equipment to buy based on the amount of money you have. It's got to be birch. Something like that. 4 pieces come back to the printer. Go ahead and varnish or paint these. All varnishing. Can't really tell that happened. Anything happened to that. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you all this one. So if you start spraying, you actually don't even have to move, and it just sprays. It covers the whole thing. To some extent, it makes sense. But then the same logic would make sense for basically anything else. Because, I mean, at least it's spinning, but there's still some verticality to it. But the game's not there to be precise, I guess. It's there to give you a task to do and to give you something to do that's, you know, that's kind of chill and idle. And you don't have to really focus too hard on it. It's a good thing to play maybe at the end of the day or when you need some downtime in the middle of the day, for that matter. Seems like the percentage slows down at the end. It seems going awfully fast and then kind of stops there at like 99 for a moment. 98 even. Are we there yet? Gotta be getting close. Unfortunately, I don't have a counter on how many we've done. But we've got to be close. In my brain, even though I don't have to move it, I still feel like I want to. Okay, printing 4 decals now. Interesting. This did a good varnish job on the table here. Wow, that's quite the decal. This table's polished to almost a mirror shine here. Alright, I set everything. Looks like it. Let's head back and see if we can put this together again. Let's see. The roof can go on the back first. Sidewall. Guess we can start putting up the furniture. Staircase. Furniture. That's a floor. Space for the staircase to come in. The other wall goes there. The floor goes in, or this into there. This one goes there, upstairs. And then we can put this onto that. There we go. This one I think I will, I'm going to do the long form one of this because I'm going to take a screenshot for the thumbnail, I think. Let's do this one. Kind of a neat looking toy. Okay, let's turn that in. And let's see what else we have here in Journeyman. So we got another one of those scooters. We have, look like a motorcycle rider here. This requires some new equipment though. The nickel plating. I don't think that was very expensive. Let's go ahead and grab that. And we also need some green powder. Market. Equipment first, just in case I'm wrong about the nickel plating. Oh, up here, 900. All right, buy that. And then the green powder. Here we are. And let's take a look at what this new table does. Okay, loosen that up. Just pull that pin out, I see. Okay, then we can take the wheel. Nice. It's a unique one. Pulling the actual pin out before you remove the wheels. And then there's some handlebars up here. Okay, and that one. And then we can send that to the sandblaster. Tumbler, tumbler, bench grinder. Sandblaster, bench grinder, tumbler, tumbler. There. And the rider attached to his seat. Two pieces get powder coated. Presumably this is the green. It looks like the bike is purple, the rider is green. Okay, to buy the green powder, I'm assuming. Yep. Then the vibratory tumbler. Those will clean up quickly. Send those pieces to the hand painting. Interesting. Go ahead and run the oven. Little effects on those. And then nickel plating's not ready yet. Let's go ahead and do the brush painting first. A piece is missing again, didn't render. I think that's new since the update too, that the pieces aren't always rendering. Or it did and it was the other handlebar pin that was down there. Or is that that might be the actual pin too. Yeah, the first one was a wheel, so that was it. That's what it was. Okay, the bench grinder. Okay, turn it on. Okay, and the piece is not visible. We have two, so it'll probably show the second one. And I can just do this to move the thing along. Send that to the nickel plating. Nope, it doesn't show up either. Unfortunate. And the nickel plating. Okay, we can see the pieces here. These are the axles. Turn it on. You don't really see anything happening. I didn't really notice a change in the pieces, but that's okay. The wheel, there we go. Fancy new bike. That's a really cool texture, though, that the pieces have. Kind of glossy texture there. Okay, let's go turn this in. Oh, we can do museum toys now. Oh, nice. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do one of the stuffed animals. There still aren't any here in the Journeyman. So I'm going to do this one here in Apprentice. It requires the filling machine, of course, and it requires a sponge and detergent. So we'll go ahead and grab those. Just so I can show how the filling machine works, since it's a new machine that you haven't seen on video yet. And by the way, these all take the same stuff. They take the cleaners and the filling machine. No matter which stuffed animal you get, whether they're in beginner or apprentice, they have the same, and they only go to the cleaning table. They have the same steps. The only difference is the amount of money you make from them. Go to the cleaning table and scrub the fabric down. All of the bears seem to be this corduroy material. And then you go to the filling machine. Don't have to dry the fabric out after using the water on it or anything. And Then we can go in here to the filling machine and step on the pedal and hold it down. And the bear's immediately filled up with fluff. And that's it. That's all it takes for a stuffed animal. So those, given that they're valued at 300 and something, whether they're apprentice or beginner, between 310 and 370, I think, they're still really, really worth it if you want some cheap, quick cash. So by all means, if you have stuffed animals to claim and turn in and you need some money, do it. So I think what we're going to do is end this episode here. We'll come back soon and we'll take a look at maybe some of these museum toys, because these will actually go into our toy museum that we looked at a bit of time ago, and we'll take a look at those and we'll do some of those, and then hopefully that we'll get to level 25 at some point and we'll be able to look at some of the master toys as well. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.